On the edge of misty willow meadow, where wildflowers danced in the breeze and the sunlight painted everything gold, there lived Benny the bunny. Benny was quite a sight. His snowy white fur always shone like it had just been sprinkled with snowflakes, and he never went anywhere without his sky blue vest and soft crimson scarf. His dainty paws made the daintiest pattering sounds as he hopped, and his emerald eyes sparkled with curiosity about the world. One cheerful morning, Benny awoke to the sound of songbirds chirping in the willow trees. He stretched his legs, fluffed his cottony tail, and peeked into his pantry. Today was the day of the great meadow picnic. Benny had promised all his animal friends that he would bake his famous carrot cake, the fluffiest, tastiest treat in the meadow. He slipped into his vest, tied his scarf snugly around his neck, and checked the little brass buttons. With a determined nod, he set out to gather the freshest ingredients. As Benny hopped through the dew-kissed grass, he met his friend Daisy the duck near the sparkling brook. Daisy had soft, yellow feathers and waddled with a gentle quack. "Good morning, Benny." Daisy flapped a wing. "Are you making your delicious carrot cake again?" "I am," Benny grinned, his ear tilting in excitement. "Will you help me gather the carrots?" Daisy agreed delightedly, and together they collected the brightest orange carrots you've ever seen. Benny admired their sweet, earthy smell. On their way home, Benny's best friend, Pip the squirrel, leaped down from an oak tree. Pip's tiny nose twitched for the scent of adventure. "Benny, Daisy, can I help too? I'm great at tasting." They all laughed and skipped to Benny's cozy burrow, where the sunlight shone through a round window, making the neat kitchen glow. Benny wore his apron over his vest and lined up the ingredients: carrots, flour, sugar, spices, and eggs. His friends watched eagerly as he grated carrots and whisked eggs, the smells drifting through the air and making everyone's mouth water. But just as Benny reached for the jar of cinnamon, a secret ingredient he always added, his paw bumped a different jar. Before he knew it, the sprinkle of pepper tumbled into the mixing bowl. "Oh no," Benny gasped, his ears flopping in surprise. "That's not cinnamon." Daisy peered into the bowl. "Is it ruined?" she quacked, looking worried. Pip twitched his nose, hoping maybe pepper carrot cake wasn't so bad. Benny's heart fluttered. He felt disappointed. He wanted everything to be perfect for the picnic. But then Benny remembered what his mama used to say. Sometimes the best surprises happen when you least expect them. Determined not to give up, Benny put on his bravest bunny face. "Let's finish the cake anyway," he said. "Maybe it will taste different. And who knows, maybe it will be good." The three friends got back to work. Benny carefully measured the rest of the ingredients. Daisy stirred gently, her wing feathers brushing the bowl. Pip dusted a little sugar over the top for extra sparkle. Soon, the oven was warm and the kitchen smelled of baking cake, sweet carrots, toasty flour, and a faint tickle in the air from the pepper. The friends peeked through the oven window as the cake rose golden and lovely. When the timer dinged, Benny pulled out the cake, his tail twitching with excitement and nerves. Together, they spread a fluffy cloud of frosting on top and decorated it with tiny wildflowers from the meadow. Now came the moment of truth. Pip, always the first to taste, nibbled a little corner. His eyes grew wide. Benny and Daisy looked at him, holding their breath. "It's delicious," shouted Pip. "It's sweet, but there's a tiny zing." try it." Daisy smiled bravely and took a bite. "Oh, Benny, the pepper is a happy surprise. It makes my beak tingle." Benny tasted the cake for himself. He was surprised, too. The pepper didn't ruin his cake at all. It gave it a gentle, warm flavor beneath the sweetness. Benny's disappointment melted away like frosting in the sun. "We've made a brand new cake, carrot zing cake," Benny laughed, his ears perking up tall. The friends hurried off to the meadow, carrying their creation on a special plate. The sun was shining and music floated from the grasshoppers' fiddles. All the other animals, hedgehogs, owls, deer, and even the fox, gathered picnic blankets beneath the big willow tree. With great pride, Benny announced, "I made a new kind of carrot cake. It has a surprise inside." Everyone lined up for a piece. Mouths puckered in curiosity, then beamed in delight as they tasted the sweet and peppery treat. The cake was a hit. Laughter rippled through the meadow. "Benny, you're a baking genius," said old Mrs. Hedgehog, licking icing from her prickles. Benny's cheeks grew rosy beneath his fur. He glanced at Daisy and Pip, who both gave him congratulatory hugs. "Thank you, friends, for helping me try something new," Benny said. Daisy smiled. "Sometimes the best things happen when you make a mistake." "And friendship makes every cake taste better," Pip added, licking his paws. As the picnic rolled on, animals shared stories and swapped snacks. Birds sang overhead, and little ones chased fluttering butterflies. Benny felt happier than ever. He had learned that even when things didn't go exactly as planned, joy and happy surprises could blossom. As the sun began to set over Misty Willow Meadow, Benny gathered his friends close and whispered, "Today turned out wonderful because we had each other." With his scarf fluttering and his vest just so, Benny the Bunny hopped home, heart full and paw in paw with his friends, ready for more adventures, and always open to the happiest of surprises, even if they came from little mistakes. And from that day on, carrot zing cake became the most requested treat at every picnic, reminding everyone in the meadow that mistakes can sometimes lead you to something even sweeter. The end.